Welcome back to the Old Paths. Today's topic on this video is going to be, can you start selling on eBay with no money? Stay tuned, we're going to talk about that. We're going to show you what sold and have a good time down here at the Old Paths. Now we're going to start off with this, I don't know how to say this, Shuyan thick foxy plush shark pillow. I'm really not sure, but it's $24.99. A cute little plush. It's small, and I don't know if you're a viewer, but if you are, you said desperately hoping this will arrive before 2/16. Thank you. That's 5 days. We're going to drop this off in the morning. It should, but I can't promise anything, but it should, so hopefully it will. Next up, we have this wrestler. Tanya, who is this? Come on, Tanya, you got this. You have no idea? Make a guess. Just any kind of guess. Who is it? Like nobody I know. It don't look like nobody you know? Look close. Look real close. She's not looking close enough because right there on his tights it says Shamrock. Ken Shamrock. You never knew Ken Shamrock? He wasn't. He's all right. He was a UFC, one of the first UFC crossovers. He was legit in UFC, but he was so-so in wrestling. But he sold for $12.47. Tanya picked this up quite a while back. It's a Nesco 5 articles in one. It's a strainer, a fruit jar filler, a funnel, a measure, and a dipper. I wrote it's a dupper. Go! Typo. That's probably why it took so long to sell too. $9.99 for that. Next up, we sold this rocker. I guess it's ROKR perpetual calendar with mechanical gears, wooden puzzle. This thing's pretty neat. It sold for $18.99. Not huge money, but a really neat item. Next, we sold. Can't talk. We sold. Soiled. We done something. Some stamps. Tanya gonna laugh before this one's over. Sold some stamps. This is a lot. Another lot of stamps. 4 of them that are like a floral design. This lot sold for $16 on an offer. That is not a repeat buyer, but we've had a ton of repeat buyers on these stamps. There's been at least 3 or 4 buyers come back in and buy 3 or 4 different stamp sets. So that's been we've made quite a bit of money off the stamps already. Sold a puzzle. I'm not sure. This is like an off-brand Hua Dada. I've never heard of that. It's brand new. It sold for $18.99, and it's a cool little scene. It's pretty. Brand new sealed, so it was worth $1, or we probably paid $1 or $2. I don't see a lot of people selling these, but I have sold several drumsticks in the past. This is just a standard set of Vic Firth American Classic Hickory drumsticks. They're the 2Bs. Nothing special, just regular old drumsticks. Sold for $20.78, and I've got 2 sets of these left. If you find the ones, little tip for you, if you find the ones that are from, what's the restaurant that everybody... Hard Rock, yes. Thank you, Tanya. The Hard Rock ones will sell for $30 plus, $35, so keep your eyes out for that, because they can be okay. Those, $20, you give $1 for them, that's still good, but the Hard Rock ones are even better. Sold another wrestling DVD. This one's going to a repeat buyer, so we appreciate you, Jack. Thank you so much if you're watching. This one sold for $12.99. And by the way, I heard The Rock's coming back. He old. He don't need to be wrestling. He old. Anyway, next up we sold a Peanuts Charlie Brown can't talk today. A Charlie Brown Christmas Carol clock from 2011. Still in the box, still in good condition, like new, for $24.99. So that's really neat. We finally sold another Precious Moments figurine. Get a close-up on that. This is Jesus is the Light That Shines. It sold for $17.55. I just got done talking about these not long ago, about how we're not selling any of them, and I was borderline complaining about it, and now we've sold 2 in the last week or so. Sold this puzzle. This is a Suns Out Bear Tracks 500 piece also sealed. We don't buy a lot of open puzzles. That's just hard. This one sold for $19.50. And finally, we sold this Dymo label maker. This is a Letra Tag QX50 for $16.99. Now, let's go pull the last 4 bigger items for today. The first one is in R2, which is over there. This is special. We'll tell you about this in just a second. R2 right here. It's going to be down in the bottom of this tote right here. Here it is. Like I said, this is a special sale. This is a Native American salt and pepper shaker set. It's actually a vintage 1975 Great Smoky Mountain Native American salt and pepper shaker. Check those out. They are pretty neat. Pretty neat. They sold for $13.68. Now, what makes these special is this is a viewer sale. So we want to say thank you to Jen and Steve. She sent me a message and said that they love watching the videos, and she was wanting to surprise her dad with these. So we hope these make your dad very happy, and we hope you enjoy them very much. Thank you so much for your support. We really, really appreciate you. So thanks again, Jen and Steve. Next, we're going to go around to rack number 2, and we sold 2 Corningware casserole dishes. Now I'm going to have to make sure I get the right ones. 7-inch and 9-inch. Let's head around there. 7-inch and 9-inch Corningware. I have 3 of them here. I think that's probably the 9-inch, and that's probably the other one because I think they bought the 2 with lids. So I think that's them. I will double check and make absolutely sure. I'll have to measure them probably to make completely sure. Oh man, I don't know. That may 9-inch and 7-inch. 7-inch wide. That's the 9-inch. And 3-inch deep, so that's the big one. And that, I believe that's the 7-inch. So yep, there we go. All right. Those sold to the same buyer. Came in and bought both of them, $24.99 each. So those sold for $50, $49.98, I guess. So we appreciate that sale. That's a good sale too. Next, we have on rack 7 a Walt Disney Parks and Resorts light up globe. This is really neat. You're gonna love this. Rack 7. That ain't right. I don't think that's right. Let's see. Rack 7 would be over there, and it don't have anything but totes on it now. So this happens from time to time. You put something in the wrong place and forget where you put it, but it would maybe be on, no. I'm pretty sure this is in a box. I think I know where it's at. Actually, it is on rack 7, I do believe, or 8, maybe. Because this, the end was rack 6. This would be rack 7. This would be rack 8, and it is right there. So I'll pull that down, let you guys see that us up close. We're glaring, get them out of the light there. There you go. That is a Walt Disney Parks and Resorts light up globe, holiday snow globe, and it is sweet. We've had it quite a while, but it finally sold for $223.09. And I'm going to make sure that is that, and that is. Show this up here a little bit. I think we're safe to show it. That's what it looks like out of the box. It is so, so cool. We had it quite a while, and we dropped it a little bit, but I ain't really dropped it that much. But that's a really good one. And finally, we already pulled this item. This is the coolest thing ever. This is a Kenwood TS430S. When I seen this, I just had to look at it. This is, if you read somewhere on here, it says, well, no, it don't. Maybe I'm lying. When I looked it up was when it said, this is actually like amateur radio stuff. It's a ham radio. So I just had to buy it. I think we gave 35. Did you say 35? Tanya thinks 35. I thought 50. Either way, 35 or 50. We sold that thing for $429.99. Funny story about this. Somebody messaged me asking if it worked, you know, power cord, all that stuff. Yeah, it works. Yeah, it has the power cord. And they said, they sent me an offer, a counter offer, would you take $350? And I was like, well, you know, that's still a really good deal. Yeah, we'll take it. Took the offer. They didn't pay. They messaged back, said they had some issues, couldn't pay. That's fine. No big deal. Next day it sells full price. So that happens sometimes often. And when you get all that attention on messages, it helps it sometimes. But that's our sales. And we sold 17 items for just a little bit over $1,000. The weekend started off horrible. eBay kicked in on Sunday. We sold $800. That's pretty good. We'll take it. So here's what we got going out today. This is actually 18 orders now. We had another one sell just a few minutes ago. 18 orders for like 1,030 now. All them and the big one on the floor. See all this stuff too. We was able to do a little bit of sourcing this week. I got this old wrestling ring. Got an idea for that maybe. Got some pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of glassware. Somebody at church gave us that. Some of the Chilton books. Some speakers. If you know what this is. Yeah, more silverware. A bunch more silverware. Shout out Scott and Christina. We're hot on the trail. Gonna catch you guys if we keep on. But yeah, not a bad weekend. 1,030 for 18 orders. We'll take that all the time. All right, so it is time for our topic. Our topic today is, can you make money on eBay with $0 invested? What I mean by that is, can you get started selling on eBay today without putting any money out of pocket down to say, this is how I get started? The only way you couldn't do it is if you didn't have a smartphone or a computer and a way to print something, or, you know, you don't even have to do it that way. You can go to the post office. But if you don't have a smartphone or a computer, I guess you'd have to make that investment. But if you already own a smartphone or a computer or a tablet, something you can access the app or the website from, you can do it today. So the big question would be, how would I do that? How would I find items? How would I get items to sell on eBay? Because you got to buy it, right? You got to buy stuff. I mean, you can't just pull it out of thin air, or can you? So here is a big thing, right, that people talk about. But if you will just do a scan of your home, right? Just go through and just do what we all do sometimes, kind of look around and say, I could get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that. You could probably find enough things just lying around your house that you wouldn't care to lose or you know, sell or whatever, that you could sell it on eBay with $0 out of pocket on day one. You could get started. Now, let's just say you found $100 profit in your home. That's really not that hard to do, by the way. $100 profit laying around your house is really not that hard to do. Let's just say you make $100 clear. You've got $100 clear, free, ready to go after you pay for new materials, like go to the store and buy some bubbles and some boxes, and you got $100. Now you're going to take that $100 and reinvest it back into your business and get some inventory. But there is another trick. You can go to thrift stores, yard sales, and garage sales. We have one thrift store, well, several that do this, that has a free bin. A lot of times you go into our thrift stores and there'll be a buggy sitting outside the door that says everything here is free, usually books and old VHSs and stuff like that. But we've actually found a few things. Tanya, listen to this. Tanya found an old Pebble Beach flag, one of the flags off of the post that goes into the cup, right? The flagpole. And that flag, it was just in the free bin, just an old flag, $75. Boom, gone. I'm like, you're kidding. It sold. So don't just think because it's in the free bin that it's worthless. Sometimes they don't do their research. They don't look stuff up. They do the same thing we do. Well, that's just an old flag. It ain't worth anything. And then they get rid of it. So a lot of times it's books, and maybe the book's worth $3, $5, whatever. Okay, we'll take, if they got 20 books in there, make you a couple of lots of, these are fiction, these are science fiction, these are history books, whatever. Lot them up, make you a couple, make $25 a lot or whatever. And you can just do that by finding stuff for free. A lot of times when you go to yard sales, they'll have free boxes. They'll say everything in that box up there is free. Just grab it, go home, look it up real quick. And no, it's not the quickest way to do it, but you can get started that way, just getting free stuff. My daughter Bailey, when we was probably about 7-8 months into it, really getting hot and heavy on the full-time side, she walks up to this yard sale. I pass right by the free box. She stops and she's digging. She gets these 4 remotes out. She's like, Dad, you want to try these? I'm like, well, they're free. We'll try them. $25 a pop. So she made us $100 that day just from picking up 4 free remotes. So it can be done if you'll do your homework, if you'll just look into stuff like that in your town. You can find free stuff. So step 1 would be things around your house, free stuff at thrift stores, yard sales, whatever. Then the step 2 is easy, just make the sale. I say it's easy. You have to do the work of getting it listed, pictured, yada, yada, whatever. But once you get it out there and it's sold, okay, there's the money. Step 3 is reinvest that money. Now that you've made money, say you got that $100, go spend $30 on inventory and then put the rest of it back towards the business or whatever. That snowball will start picking up steam, and before you know it, you'll have $500, you'll have $1,000, and you've still not put anything into the business as far as out of pocket. That's one of the greatest things about this business. It can basically finance itself. eBay sales paid for this shed in like 6 months. We've got over 20 grand in this shed total from buying it. I say 20 grand. I don't know if it's exactly that much. It's at least probably 17, 18 grand because we wired it, we sheetrocked it, we put insulation in it, we put an air conditioning heat unit in. I mean, we did all that. But yeah, like almost 20 grand in here, but eBay paid for every bit of it. If you go at the end of the day, this building paid for itself by being a warehouse for our items. So reinvest, and as you grow, there's nothing wrong with upgrading your computer, upgrading to a thermal printer. Let it pay for itself. That's what we do. When I buy supplies online, I pay for it with eBay money. We don't pay for any of that stuff out of our personal accounts, just because this can pay for itself. So reinvest, then just grow your business. It doesn't have to grow overnight. It took us about 8 months to get the shed. It took us about a year total to have the shed up and running. We did it out of our house for a while. And to get the shed to the shape you see it today, to where it's full of totes and everything is so nice and neat, it didn't start out this way. When we come out here day 1, I think we bought 3 or 4 of these racks, had an old wooden rack thing in here. We just had little bits of this and that to make it work. And as we grew, we invested some of the money back into racks, and now we've got 16 of these racks. But listen, that's on sale right now. These things are $100 a piece. Some of them was $69 back when we bought them. Some of them was $99. Some of them was $130. So we got $2,000 worth of racks sitting in here. Didn't pay a dime for it because eBay did it. Yes, that's money we made, but eBay, by what we sold, covered all that, covered the building, covered it all. So you can sell on eBay without any money down, any capital up front. Now, it'll take you a little while to get going, but you can do it. So grow. Step 5 would be repeat the process or start investing in more inventory. Just grow your business. And it can be done, guys. Just because I get really irked sometimes, people talk about who can do it and who can't. If you have a desire to do it and you have the will to do it and you're willing to learn, you can do it. That's as simple as it is. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a genius. If you're willing to put in some time and do some studying and learn what you're doing, you can do it. There is no high class, low class eBay sellers. It's just eBay sellers. Some happen to sell a lot. Some happen to sell a little. Some are right in the middle. But if you want to learn it, you can do it. And you can do it. All right. So wanted to take just a minute. By this time, you've probably already watched the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast, which is back. Today was the first episode back. And if you have watched it, you just learned that Bama Jaybird Josh is our new old guy. We are thrilled and excited and ready to rock and roll over there with Josh. He's just a great guy. When I met Josh, when I found him on YouTube, I was like, man, this guy is just authentic, real. He's down to earth. He is who he is. There's no fluff. There's no nothing. He's as real as they get. So, as I was thinking, who am I going to get? Chris has left the show. Who am I going to get to, not necessarily to fill Chris's shoes, because there's only one Chris, but who can I get to come alongside me and make this a new journey? Because I don't want everybody to think like we're trying to just continue what the Two Old Guys was. It's still the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast, but it is going down a new road now, and we're going to do the best we can to make it a good show, informative, entertaining, all that. But we're excited about what the future holds, so we'd appreciate your support. If you're not subscribed already, head over to the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast. Subscribe. We're 41, I believe, subscribers away from 1,000, and we're excited. All right, guys. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye today. I so appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so very much for supporting the Old Pass. Thank you for supporting the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the viewer sale. Jen and Steve, we appreciate you guys so much. Everybody that's bought from us, we appreciate you guys so much. We just love where this journey is taking us, and we can't wait to see where it goes from here. Can't wait till August, till the Picking the Plateau 2024 reseller meetup. We're excited what this thing can be. We're hoping a bunch of people turn out. We just love meeting you guys. We're just normal people. We ain't trying to be anything we're not. And we can't wait until it comes August where we can see everybody. Until then, keep seeking the old paths.